Hello, my name is Dave and welcome to Fore Golf. If you are new here, I make golf videos in Perth, Western Australia and sometimes further afield. Today is going to be a little bit of a recap of the last month, what's been going on the course and off the course. Now, it is going to be a recap of what's happened in the last month, but equally, I want to talk about the future of the Sunday session. There was no video last week and there probably won't be one next week because I'm going to be making some changes to how they work. I will be going through all of that a little bit later in the video and it'll be roughly at about this timestamp. So if you've got no interest in how my golf's been going, you can jump straight to that. Okay, so golf in June. A little bit of a nightmare, to be honest. You know, for those that don't know, I work away 2 weeks at a time and I'm home 2 weeks. The 2 weeks that I've been back have basically been non-stop rain or me being busy doing other things that have meant that really and truly I haven't been able to play that much golf, or at least competition golf. I was able to film some videos, which is good, so they'll keep coming out on a Wednesday, but as for competitions, I only played one. So I did play in a competition at Sun City, my home club. I did all right in the comp. It wasn't my best golf, but it wasn't my worst. I started on the 10th hole and started with 2 doubles, which is never great, but kind of semi-recovered in that and, you know, had a decent rest of the back 9 of the course, my front 9, to come in with 16 points. That's not the only story of that 9 though. I was playing in a 4-ball and I don't know if other people have this phenomena, but at Sun City we have the, it's kind of like a wall of shame, if you like, of roastings. Now, I don't really want to get banned by YouTube by explaining exactly what a roasting is, but there's 3 guys on a hole make a birdie and 1 person doesn't. They've been roasted, and that's all I'm going to say about that. It happened to me on the 18th. Worse still, I didn't even actually realise it until the last putt dropped in, and yeah, that was horrible. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to say anything about it. Now I have, so all of you, I hope you're happy. Anyway, the back 9 got a lot better for me. Started with a bogey and then had a double, which was a silly one. So the second hole at Sun City, if you know it, it's a short par 4. It's a kind of risk-reward hole. I wasn't on much of a score, so I just decided we're going to have a lash at it. Hit a pretty good connection with driver, but it went left into some of the overgrown kind of stuff over there. And when I got there, it was literally sat in a tuft of grass about that far off of the ground. I hit a pitching wedge, even though it wasn't a very long shot, and it went to the moon and went into the bunker, and then I took 2 shots to get out of a bunker. Yeah, an Adolf. And ended up making a 6. Bit of a silly 6. Then on the next hole, par 3, hit my tee shot pretty well, I thought. Got caught up by the wind, came up miles short, went to putt it up the slope from Shanker's Hollow, and it came back down to my feet, knocked it back up, didn't make the putt, so that's a 5. So I had 2 doubles in a row, and I kind of felt like, well, we got not much to play for now. I think by that point I was probably on about 18 points. From there though, I played pretty well. I think I actually went level par from there. So I had 1 birdie and 1 bogey on the way in from there, and including almost holing out on the 8th. I was probably about a metre from the hole. I think it was 1.2, something like that. It was close and it looked good all the way. I am scaring that hole. At some point in the future, I'm going to be talking about the fact that I got a hole in 1 on the 8th at Sun City. It's coming. It's coming. It's like the 5th shot this year that I have hit, not in the last 6 months, that I have hit close. That is still this year. Tail end of last year, through this year, I've hit it pretty close on 8, a lot. And I just feel like that's the one that it's going to be. So I finished with 33 points. The 4th position there is just for the under 50 competition. There's like 8 people in it. So it was very much middle of the road. From a handicap perspective, I was 10.9 going into that. It was a flag round at 12.9, but not enough to actually change my handicap. I think it just replaced another 12.9 further down the list. My handicap for this month stays at 10.9. The aim next month is obviously to play more competitions, but then also to get that dropping into singles again. That would be awesome. I am up against it a little bit though, because I've got a flag round coming off my first round, which is an 11.0. So I need to shoot at least 83. Sorry, at most 83. So how did the stats look in that 33 points? I did a video obviously utilising Arccos and the AI Caddy a while back, and that didn't go very well for a few reasons. Mostly this guy. But I kind of wanted to spend a little bit more time on the Arccos stats, because I think that's where I get the most value out of it, and I perhaps didn't paint Arccos in the best picture during that video. So I do genuinely believe it's like a really powerful tool, and I just want to highlight some of the areas that I use of the stats rather than the AI Caddy. I'm the first to admit the AI Caddy is not amazing. Some of the things that Arccos will show us is it will show us the top shots, which is pretty good. This is a recent addition. It's got like these PGA Tour stats, you know, so it's how you stack up against that. So some of these approaches, as it's cycling through there, there's that 8-iron that almost went in to a meter, better than 96% of shots on tour. So where do I sign up? When's Q score? I do like this feature. It highlights the good, all right, but equally you have to look at the bad in your game as well. So the actual stats, if we go into that, the thing to note here, this is compared to a 10 handicap index at the moment. I can change that if I want to. I'll go in here and basically change that to, let's change it to the 4 handicap comparison. You'll see that the strokes gained elements down the bottom, they then change, right? So they are going through and updating various, the various parameters based on me trying to achieve against that handicap. But so, for now, I am just trying to break into 10s again, right? So that's why I've got it against a 10 handicap. In fact, let's change it, right? Let's change it to a 9. This is what I look at the end of a round, and I think, okay, so what went well today? Because I'm guilty of it as well. I'll walk away and think, do you know what? If I'd have just hold a few more putts today, like that would have been such a good round, because that's what you automatically get drawn to. Unless you've like hit a million off the tee, you kind of always blame the putts not dropping. So what's actually interesting to me there, I didn't feel like it was an amazing day. I had one birdie, and to be honest, I didn't have many looks at birdie, like good looks at it. I felt like my short putting was pretty good, but I didn't really feel like the long putts it got anywhere close. But I actually gained 1.6 strokes on a 9 handicap. So it tells me that my putting for the level that I'm at is actually pretty good. It's probably not what's holding me back. I lost a shot in short game. In your head, that often goes hand in hand with the putting though. What this shows me is that I probably didn't actually chip it close enough in the first place. Whereas a lot of the time you blame yourself for missing the putt, when if you'd have chipped it a bit closer, you'd have given yourself more of a chance. Approach wise, so that's basically anything outside of the short game range, which I think it cuts off at about 50 meters, I think, but it's typically your second shots into or third shots on par 5s. I gained 0.7 of a stroke in that. Driving, I lost 1.9 stroke. The overall highlights from the round, average drive 222, longest at 255. Didn't hit the ball badly, but it was kind of like I had one of those light bulb moments while I was out there where I did this thing where tilt my shoulders. No, just turning out my left foot a little bit, my lead foot, just to try and help actually like turning the club through a little bit. And that made a massive, massive difference. And that was actually on the back 9 that I did that. 4 fairways is not great, but it's about where I'm at. I don't hit enough fairways. 6 green in regs. Again, that's on the low end, but it's not awful because again, you look at the approach, it's not what's holding me back to get to that 9 handicap. 2 out of 9 up and downs. Didn't chip it close enough or didn't putt well enough. One of the two. We know from the stats, it's probably that I didn't chip it close enough. 33 putts, 3 1 putts, no 3 putts. Was quite pleased with that because the greens were pretty quick. But yeah, no 3 putts, but only 3 1 putts. Didn't really feel like I hold it. But then I probably wasn't hitting it close enough to give myself a chance to do that in the first place. Elements that also shows you, so what helped you, what you did very well. 0 to 3 metre putts, so short putts, that's inside 10 feet, basically. I gained 1.2 strokes. Driving distance, gaining a stroke, so that's good. And par 3 tee shots, gaining a stroke. But then I did hit one of them to a metre and another one to like 4 metres, so that's 3 feet and 12 feet. So that kind of helped. I did make a double on one of the other ones, golf. So what hurt you? Driving penalties. Now I had to take a penalty off the tee on 11 and I hit it in the water on 18 off the tee. I'm going to explain why I'm not that upset about that, even though it sounds weird. 11, for those that know, that's the hole where I hit myself in the face with a golf ball when it ricocheted off of a rock in the barranca area down on the left there. I hit it down there, it was next to a rock. There was zero chance I was playing it, so I took a drop, I went back to the fairway. I was sort of unlucky to make a 6 in the end, all right? But I didn't hit myself in the face again. So that's a win as far as I'm concerned. Hitting it off into the water off of 18 is better than hitting your second shot into the water on 18, and that's kind of the approach that I have with that hole now. So yeah, on the face of it, not that smart. All right, I probably could have hit something shorter, but I've had a habit there of hitting things shorter and then leaving myself way too long. It's not a long hole, it's like a 450 metre par 5. So if you can just get up short of the water, or if you can get to the right of the water, it gives you a really good chance. So I am not upset with either of those penalties, but still, we need to take them out of the game. The other thing that let me down, chips from between 25 and 45, didn't hit those close enough, and 0 to 25 metre sand shots, well, that'll be because I had the Adolf on the second hole. I know that probably took a bit longer than I wanted it to, but I just wanted to dive into, you know, what I get out of those stats a lot more than just having that AI caddy. So after all that, if you do want to look at purchasing Arccos, of course, I do have a discount code for that as well, which is Fore to Fore 15, which will get you, unsurprisingly, 15% off of any Arccos product from any of their websites worldwide. Right, Sunday sessions. They're going to be stopping in their current form. I started doing those, and look, I still enjoy doing them. The sim side of the videos where I'm kind of playing courses and stuff like that has maybe not been as popular as I hoped or expected to be. I'm sure that will come with time, and I'm sure there are those of you that are out there that enjoy them, and by all means, let me know that you enjoy them if you want me to continue doing them. But I equally, while I've got this setup that's here behind me, I want to be able to use that for a different purpose as well. So I've been reaching out to various brands and people over the last few months, seeing if I can get hold of some actual equipment to perform reviews. And I'm very, very pleased to say that I've been able to strike a deal with a few of those. Golf Performance Store have sent me over some of the Pro Sender range, including, which I'm not going to wear for the rest of it, but that hat, that was actually quite seamless, wasn't it? If you're not familiar, the Pro Sender range includes the PlaneMate as well as the Pro Sender kind of attachment and ball thing that is all about connecting, and basically it's the perfect training aid for me. In fact, that's the PlaneMate, and that's the other Pro Sender thing. So I wasn't going to open these, but why not while we're here?
Just so you know what they look like. It's not gonna work.
We're in. This is what I'm talking about. So you might have seen reviews of this on the internet. Really excited to get hold of this, because I think this is, as I say, it's one of the things I really don't do very well, is staying connected and getting a good impact position. And also the PlaneMate's really going to help with the follow through. So expect there's going to be some full reviews coming of these. There's also one other kind of connection ball thing that I'll be reviewing in the next little while. The other one is Stinger Golf Products. They're an Australian company. In fact, both of these are Australian companies. That was really important to me, that I try and work with local Australian companies. Stinger, they produce golf buggies. Well, golf buggies, but along with rangefinders and other kind of things. They have sent me a push buggy, which I probably would lift up and show you, but maybe we'll just save that for when I actually take it out on the course. I got these just a little bit too late before I go back to work to do any reviews. So if they are watching, I'm sorry. I will definitely get those done in the next break that I have. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to both in here and out on the golf course being able to review some products. Product reviews have always gone really, really well on this channel. I love giving my impartial and honest opinion about how they work, how they function, how they might improve your game or not in other cases. So working with some brands that are happy to supply some equipment that I can then review and then hopefully elevate your games. Wow, it's like me and my golf reference there. That's kind of like what I've been aiming at for a long time. So I'm really happy to be working with those kind of companies and looking forward to bringing those reviews to you in the next few weeks. That is where those videos will probably live, that kind of Sunday session slot, but it might not be Sunday. I'm working through the analytics at the moment just to work out when the best day to bring out those kind of videos is going to be. So it may not be a Sunday. Every so often though, you probably will just find me hitting balls at that screen behind me, sinking a beer. So fear not, the Sunday session is not dead. Long live the Sunday session. That's not how that expression works, is it? There is also one more potential partnership that I'm working on. It's not quite finished, but it's very close to me in terms of proximity right now. I just haven't exactly dotted the I's and crossed the T's on that one. So when that one comes in, I'm going to be pretty happy. Last part of the video, I just want to very, very quickly say thank you for helping me to get past 5,000 subscribers. There are still 2/3 of you out there. It's about 65, 66% of people watching these videos that are not subscribed. So if you are one of those, then you can help take that thing even higher. I mean, just by my very, very crude maths, we could be looking at a 15,000 subscriber channel here. The reason that's important is it helps me when I'm approaching different brands and companies and stuff like that. And whenever I do that, I'm doing it to bring more and better content to you. So there is something in it for you as well. If you are enjoying it, just get down there, smash that subscribe button. I know a lot of you watch on the TV. I see that from the stats as well. And it's not that easy to actually work out where the subscribe button is, but if you could find out, it would help a lot. Lastly, we've got 3 videos still to come that I did manage to get filmed in my last break. We've got a break 40 at Wembley, which is very good. It's really good. It's probably one of my favorite videos that I've ever made. So be sure to check that one out. That's going to follow the Wednesday following this video coming out. I've then got a couple of videos from a cool little golf course that I haven't played in 15 years, despite driving past it pretty much 4 times a week. I'm going to Yanchep National Park. So they've got a 9-hole course, which has got 2 tee boxes, you know, to make 18 holes there. It's not Augusta, right? It's definitely not that, but it is a quirky little golf course. And I've got 2 videos coming from there. I did a break 40 and also did a match play against Joe, who's been on the channel before. So both of those videos are ready to go and will be coming to you in the next few weeks. And that is it. Thank you very much. It always surprises me how I start with very little of a plan when I do these sort of videos, and then they end up out at like the 15-minute mark. Hopefully some of you are still here. As I say, Sunday sessions will be evolving. They're not dying out. They're humans, not dinosaurs. That's not going in. I love having you along for the ride. It's been 6 years or so. We're up to 5,000 subs now. Let's try and drive that even further. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Dave. This is 4 to 4 Golf. I'll see you next time.